Hey everyone, it's Kieran from Dad Matters, and I've got the amazing Julian from DadPad. You'll have seen the DadPad link on all of our banners and flyers, and Julian's here just to say hello. Hey Julian.
Hi Kieran, hi everybody.
So, where did DadPad come from?
Well, it came from myself standing outside of maternity services at 10 o'clock at night after they told me to leave. My son was born at 6:41. I spent a couple of hours with him and I had to go, as you did back in those days. And Hannah, my wife, had a bit of a bad time that night, and by the morning she wasn't great. And if I'd have been there, I think I would have been able to ask for help, or I could have helped her in what she was going through. And so what happened was we came up with a list of tips and hints, working with lots of dads and families about what you could do to support your partner when they're struggling. And that's what started the first document that was DadPad, which is now into an app, as you know, and we've just grown it from that really, but made sure we've got loads of clinical advice in to really make sure dads are an asset and an ally to mums wherever they are, and also that they know what to do, that they're involved and they feel that they're supported and included in maternity.
Well, we promote DadPad at all of our groups and all of our online.
Very grateful for
stuff.
it too.
You might be able to see the, is it on there? Oh no, that's an old banner. Don't look at that one. Don't look at that one.
No, I have seen it.
So it's on all of our banners. Yeah, I've only got the old one because I'm not allowed in the office.
That's all right.
So we promote it quite often, and a lot of the dads tell us that some of the dads have tried to read it cover to cover before the baby comes, so they've got all the knowledge. But most dads just kind of have it in the room. It's there if they need a
dip in, dip out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them, when they first get it, what they're thinking about is how do they cope with crying and how do they hold the baby. Are the two kind of main questions.
It's really interesting because that backs up in the back end of the app. It tells you what people are looking at all over the country, and it really showed that holding and handling was one of the main things. And when I used to tour the country, when Mothercare was around with all the expectant parents events, I went to about 70 events in 2 years. And the first 5 dads that used to come up after the little talk at the front, who knew I was there, were a bit shaky with fear, going, "I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I've got this. I'm really worried about how I would, hold the baby and things like that." And it bears out in those results. I obviously think holding and handling is something you get used to within the first day. And it's actually, if that's what you're worried about during pregnancy, it's actually, there's loads of other stuff you could be thinking about and doing. So it's just about dads understanding what the realities are like. And until we give them enough stuff to talk about and think about during the pregnancy, they're not going to know what's going to be worrying or not worrying. But with people like yourselves to support up in Manchester during the antenatal period, you can always say to them, yeah, you might be worrying about holding and handling, but let's talk about that. That's going to be over within a day. Oh, right. You'll get used to it really quickly. Don't worry, mate. You're fine. Have a think about, how many people are going to visit. Have a think about how tired you might going to be and what your routine should be like. And let's put some planning in now. And hopefully that gives them that a bit more confidence to start saying what they want and how things should go. But support's really key during that period, as you know, Kieran.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you? So we know about the DadPad. What other products have you got that for supporting dads?
So we've been sticking with what we know, which is the DadPad, and giving that information out. So what we did was we looked at where else dads could be. And I went to a conference and spoke to a neonatologist, and we created a neonatal version. So if you can imagine you're a dad in a neonatal unit, you've just been taken there by midwifery staff with your new baby who needs some help in neonatal, and the mum might still be back on the ward or in the delivery suite. And it's about him understanding this whole new place, this neonatal world, quite quickly. And there's so much flashing machines, there is noises, there's sounds, there's people rushing about, there's very fragile babies needing a lot of care, and your dad's just sitting there. So we created a neonatal version, and that won a BMA award last September, I'm happy to report. And we're looking to try and get those out, but there's 178 units in the country, so we're trying to get them out to those. We've got a quick read version, so it's more illustrated, and that means that you've got a lot more diagrams to explain a lot of the do's and the kind of don'ts, but things that's not advisable to do when you've got a new baby around. But it's all clinically kind of been vetted to make sure that you've got the best messaging. We're going to look to do one for same-sex partners, and we're going to do also, all of them will be available as an ebook soon. So you'll have your book, but you'll also be able to have a download on your phone of it. And the app's going to get respun, so we've got lots more development going into that with animations and videos. And I'm hoping to get some really good art drawings and helpful hints and tips and guides of how to interact with babies done for next year. So lots in development, lots of co-working and collaboration with clinical systems, and it's getting out there. It's going quite well, but we're going to reinvest most of it back in.
Real. I've got to say, I love the Dad Pad. I wish it was around when my kids were born 20 years ago. It would have been a fantastic read, I think.
Oh, you don't know that old, Kieran.
No, I know I don't. Yeah, it's my moisturising routine. It keeps me young. Definitely.
Oh, you'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell me off camera.
Thank you very much, Julian. Guys,
No problem,
check out Dad Pad. What's the website link? What's the website link, Julian?
www.thedadpad.co.uk, or find us on Twitter @DadPadUK, and you'll see the journey. If you scroll back, you'll see all the people we're engaged with, and we're trying really positively to engage maternity services and all the other perinatal services and organisations such as yourself, Fab One, such as Dad Matters.
Ace. Thank you very much, guys. Get your Dad Pad. See you soon.